Good afternoon, parents, and welcome to our piano concert. This is the second one today. We had a junior one earlier, and I was present for that. Absolutely amazing to see so many boys taking up piano lessons as an instrument. And Miss Jill Skipper spoke on the earlier one about the attributes, and I wrote in the program notes as well, of learning a musical instrument. And I applaud you for the hours and hours of practice that you have to put in to be able to play piano. Particularly, Ms. Skippers earlier said that she was biased towards piano because it required using both your hands and both your feet and being able to read music. I have said this before at concerts that I regret giving up on piano lessons because I told my parents it was too complicated, and I complained about my music teacher just because I thought I didn't like her. But you know, now I realize that it was me and there was nothing wrong with her. Yeah? So boys, I think that you know, learning a musical instrument is something which I would always encourage. And as I said earlier, you boys can speak or read a language, and you're able to communicate in it when you sit up here, and all of us get pleasure out of it. And that's limited to you. I'm not part of that because I gave up. So well done to you, and I know that your performances are going to be amazing. And thank you very much, parents, for joining us this afternoon. It's actually a good time to have a concert like this. The school's gone quiet and a good time of the year. Thank you to the music department for putting this together, and to all our piano teachers, some peripatethics who do come in. We always see these people around, but it's not often we get to hear the results of your work. So thank you very much, and enjoy the concert with us.
I'm one of quite a few piano teachers at school. I think you often see my face, but you don't see many of the other teachers who are always floating around. So myself and Ms. van der Merwe are the two permanent teachers here, besides Mr. Kierman, but we both teach piano. Can I see Hannah around? Oh, there's the other teacher, Mrs. Atwell, on that side. And then the more frequent teachers who are here during the week.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mrs. Dean, and I teach piano at Wynberg. And welcome to the concert. I'm so proud of all these boys sitting here. We've worked really hard.
I'm Mr. Different. I have 4 students performing, and thanks for the support, parents.
Hello, in the audience. I've got 10 little boys performing today. Thanks everybody for coming to support your sons.
So I took a count a few days ago, and we have 72 learners in total who do piano. The juniors, as you heard earlier, had a session earlier this afternoon. Although not all of our students are performing this afternoon, some of them have chosen to wait until they're a little bit more brave to perform, because it is quite daunting being up here alone by yourself. Even though you've practiced for hours, the nerves do kick in. So I applaud all of you boys for being brave enough to practice, to have performed this afternoon. But we are planning on having another recital of this kind in the 4th term, and so we're just going to encourage our other learners as well to, you know, just pluck up the courage to do it. Because once you do it, and more often, you know, you become braver. It's also nice to have concerts at home. So if you do weekend concerts for your parents, invite your cousins, do it at birthday parties. It's something that I hated at first. I used to be in my room and I used to wait for my mom to say, Jill, so-and-so is here, they're having tea, come and play. But it actually gave me a chance to perform. Okay, I think without further ado we can start. So we've got learners from grade 4 to grade 7, just randomly, there's no order really. And what I've told them now and yesterday is that this is not a competition. We often see the boys playing in the band. You know the faces who are on the saxophones and the flutes and so on, but you don't often see the guitarists. You don't see the number of boys who play drums, and you definitely do not see the boys who play piano. So enjoy the afternoon, and thank you for your support.
concert, dedicated piano concert, because so many of these boys work in isolation to some extent. You know, they're practicing at home, and only about 2 or 3 of the guys get to play in the bands every year. So especially for the piano students and guitar students and drummers, they actually need other forms of exposure, which is part of the reason we started the drum line this year. So even some of these piano boys are involved in the drum line, so that they get more of the social aspect of the music education, which is really actually the central part of it, because everything that we do in music is social. Ultimately, if you're not playing in a band or performing in front of people. So it's this interesting balance between a hyper-social environment and also one in which you work, the crucial work you do it on your own. But anyway, so thank you for supporting us, and well done, boys.